mifepristone. We want to go ahead and bring you some legal analysis here on Live Now from Fox. Joining us right now is legal expert and former prosecutor Arthur Aidala. Arthur, thank you so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. Let's just start with what are your initial thoughts regarding this decision by the Supreme Court justices?
Well, I wouldn't say it's shocking, but it's interesting because it's an unsigned opinion. So you don't know exactly who's where, except that you do know that Justice Thomas, Clarence Thomas, and Justice Samuel Alito, they publicly dissented. Justice Thomas did not write a decision. He just said, I dissent with this. I think it should be banned now. And Justice Alito didn't really address the core issues here, but he said, you know, the other of my colleagues have complained about using, this is what's called the shadow docket. Like, you know, there was no oral argument here. There's no written briefs yet. It's just, they just write this little paragraph that says, for now, they're overruling the lower court's decision. So there's a lot more work that has to be done here from the legal point of view. But while that work is being done, the takeaway is that that drug is going to be available.
Arthur, let's dig into this a little bit more. Tell us from your legal expertise, what does this really mean for the country and for women?
Well, let's just, for a moment, let's just take the purpose of this particular pill away. I think what some people were concerned about is if a judge is able to talk about what an FDA drug can be approved for, what it can't be approved for, is that really in the purview of a judge? Isn't that supposed to be a part of the executive branch? And, you know, this country, the one thing that can't slip away is like the branches stepping on each other's toes. So besides the fact that this is an abortion pill, and, you know, somebody said, well, you know, what if this was a pill for asthma? Can a judge say, well, no, the FDA didn't have the ability to approve this pill for asthma? So some people are a little afraid that the judge was overstepping his boundaries by really attacking the FDA more than the pill itself. But obviously, people of Planned Parenthood have already said, oh, this is a great ruling. And the Supreme Court is going to look at this case. They're going to juxtapose it against other cases. But again, this is coming at it from a very different angle than a Roe v. Wade angle. It's coming through, did the FDA have the ability to approve this particular drug? It's different than, is abortion covered by the right to privacy under the 14th Amendment?
All right, and some more facts here about this drug we are speaking about, mifepristone. It has been approved for use in the U.S. since 2000, and more than 5 million people have used it. Now, mifepristone is used in combination with a second drug in more than half of all abortions in the U.S. And now we are talking about the SCOTUS justices' rollback of the FDA's approval of mifepristone. More thoughts here regarding this, Arthur?
Well, you know, just because the drug has been around a long time, that doesn't mean it cannot be banned. Obviously, Roe v. Wade was stood for 50 years and disappeared. So you're going to see, in cases like this, what happens is they're not just the regular briefs from one side or the other. You get what's called amicus briefs. So it means people who have the credibility and the background to add something to the conversation. They submit documents. So for the justices themselves, these cases get overwhelming because there's a ton of papers and briefs to read. Then there'll be oral arguments, and then a decision will be written down. You have a pretty good idea already of where Justice Thomas and Justice Alito are going to fall on this, but you don't know on the other side. Is it 5 judges? There could be other judges. There could be 2 other judges, so it's a 5-4 decision, who don't agree with this present decision, but they're just not publicly declaring that, and they'll just wait and hold their breath and hold their vote until it's a binding decision. This is a binding decision, but it's temporary. They're going to wait and see of what the long-lasting decision is.
All right, and Arthur, where do we go from here? What happens next?
Well, you're gonna see the advocates on both sides. They're gonna, beat the drum, And again, this is a little more of a refined legal issue because it does have to do with the executive branch, and it has to do with the FDA and the powers of the Federal Drug Administration, what they can approve, what they can't approve, when they can approve it, when they can't approve it. So, there's gonna be a lot of fine lines with the law here that both sides are going to try to use to their advantage. Obviously, people from the likes of Planned Parenthood are going to do everything they can to keep this pill on the market, and folks who are against any form of abortion, they're going to fight very hard and try to convince these justices that the lower court judge was correct in saying that the FDA never had the ability to approve such a drug.
All right, Arthur Aidala, legal experts, thank you so much for joining us and for breaking all of that down for us here on Live Now from Fox.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
You as well.